In 1991, I got my first phone call from Jones. Then another, and another. Every week since, without fail, I've had these phone calls with Jones. Not sure what to expect or what the topic will be, or even why I pick up. All I know for sure is every week I get another phone call from Jones.
Did I tell you I did a college pick'em bowl pool?
Yes, I remember that because you were talking about like all these weird teams and shit.
Yeah, and you know I haven't done it in a few years, and so I was invited by our old high school friend Garrett to
That's
go.
Right.
On Facebook, he put out the clarion call, oh, join my pool. And so I went to Yahoo and just signed up, right? So I signed up for his pool. And, like, did my picks, and it was a confidence pool, so whatever. You do, like, 35 pools now. It's out of hand. So I did my picks, mixed and matched a little bit, but I don't really know what I'm doing too much. And thought, okay, cool, printed it out. I mean, this was, like, on December 10th or something, so it was, like, 10 days before the first bowl. So I figured, whatever, I'll just set it and forget it. And I even kind of missed the first bowl games, but like then tried, that's right, I made picks. So I went and I printed them out or whatever. And so, and then like a couple of days, like into the whole thing, he puts out like the word, everyone send your money to my house. Look on the rule sheet for my address or whatever. And I'm like, what? Money? So I looked and it was like $5. So I figured, okay, whatever. And I just kept forgetting to send it.
Yes.
And so, like 4 days before the national championship, I don't even have money in my wallet anymore, right? So, like, I had to remember to like go to an ATM or something and get $5, and I did. At one point, I debited something at Jewel and got $5 cash back specifically for this dumb pool,
right?
And so I kept meaning to send it. And so finally, a few days before the championship game, I get an email, and it's also through Yahoo. I don't even use Yahoo, so I never see the emails, and so whatever. It sounds like a litany of excuses, but I am setting it up because this dude sends out an email and says everyone has to pay by the championship game or you're banned from future bowls. And so I'm like, oh, well, don't threaten me now. And
yeah,
so
that's weird.
I kind of laugh or whatever, and I look, and I am like third out of like 35 people. And so I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to win this thing. This is kick-ass. And so, like, literally, like the Friday of, before the championship game, I'm thinking, I got to send Garrett his money. And then I'm like, but I'm probably going to win. I may win. And I looked, and I was in first place with another person, right? So I'm like, I'm going to win this thing. This is cool. All of a sudden, I'm like happy. And so Monday, I watched the championship game. Monday, I watched the championship game. Oh, and I even emailed him over the weekend, and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm sending you your $5. You'll have it or whatever. And he sent back some note like, yeah, I needed it for the integrity of the pool. No worries, he says. So I go, okay, whatever. And so championship game comes, I win, and so I win this thing, right? And so the next morning at like 6 a.m., I'm up bright and early or whatever, and I checked to make sure that I won, and then I sent him a note and said, hey, I guess I don't have to send my $5 now, and then like a smiley face or whatever in the email.
Oh, I have a bad feeling.
A colon and a parentheses, and no response, right? And then later on, I checked the Yahoo account, and there's a mass email, and it's from Garrett to the whole league, and he says, "Hey, great showing, everybody. Just wanted to let you know we had a couple of disqualifications, including one at the top. You have to pay to win. Better luck next time." And he DQ'd me, and somebody from Notre Dame, one of his buddies, got the win or whatever. And so the second and third place people got dough, and then I got nothing. And I sent back a note I sent back a very nice note like, yeah, dude, hey, man, have a great rest of 2014. It was fun. I didn't even know it was for pay anyway, so no harm, no foul. But it stuck in my craw, dude. I was like, what is your fucking problem, man? What's your problem? Why are you such a douche? And then I'm thinking like, well, I didn't pay, but the way he did it made me feel like I was planning on stiffing him or something. And it's like, dude, it's the Tuesday after the championship game. Just if I didn't win, I'd drop $5 in the mail and you'd get it on Thursday, and then you'd send the winner their check or whatever. Like, you're acting like I'm going to stiff you out of $5.
Right. Oh. So what was the payout?
It was I think, like, with my $5, it was going to be like $110.
Right. Okay. So okay. All right.
And then, I'm thinking back, like, dude, I wouldn't even be talking to this guy except that I did, like, free work for him, like, last summer. And not, like, a little bit. I did, like, 5 hours, at least, of free work. It would have cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I just kind of was like, yeah, you know what? I wasn't always nice to you in high school. Here you go. And I like your art. It was for his art stuff. I did audio stuff to complement his artistry. And so I was like, yeah, I like your art. Maybe we'll collaborate down the line on something, blah, 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 blah. So I'm thinking like, oh, my God, dude, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody else will hear it impartially and be like, yeah, you know what? Organizing those pools sucks and chasing people down for money blows. So I like what he did there. What do you think, Jones?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it sounds... Obviously, I'm closer to you than Garrett. I haven't talked to Garrett in 20 years, and 20 years ago, I probably was more than 20 years ago, barely talked to Garrett then anyway. $5 when you know the guy, you either deduct the amount or say, hey, give me the $5, I'll give you the total, or whatever it is. But, like, to have a disqualification, that is so... Because I don't know, who were the other people that were in the group? Was it anybody that would have known you and both Garrett?
I doubt it, honestly, dude. I think that they were all people from Notre Dame. And I don't like people from Notre Dame, honestly. This doesn't really help. I don't have any friends from there, and I've never really run into anyone where I'm like, you know what, cool dude, went to Notre Dame. Yeah, it's pretty cool guy. I don't ever feel that way with people.
I just couldn't imagine, like, Andy running this kind of pool, and then you win it, but you didn't give him your $5, but you guys were clearly talking about it. You guys clearly know each other. It's not like you're some mysterious guy like, oh, it's this guy that my brother-in-law works with. It's not like that weird connection. I couldn't imagine the same scenario playing out between you and Andy being like, hey, Mike, I get the $5. I had to DQ you. Winnings go to Jones. I can't imagine. It just made me, as the story was building, I could see where it was going, and I was like,
I know, it's sickening, isn't it? And then meanwhile, again, it's like, I want to be an adult and be like, you didn't even think it was for money, man. So don't be a douche. And so I'm not, I cut off all contact with him right away. And like, I'll never check my Yahoo again. I have no reason to. It was probably like an old porn account or something.
Probably. That's optimistic. Probably. I love how you're not really sure what it is, but that's the first thing that you think that it may be.
Oh, and then that Yahoo account, it's always weird when I use it because it's not like Mike at Mike Noonan at yahoo.com. It's like it's Vince Nicolay at yahoo.com.
Oh jeez. Oh God, that's so old school. That is so old school.
And then people are like, well, who's Vince Nicolay, creepo?
Ooh. Yeah, right. Hey Garrett, it's Mike at Vince Nicolay at Yahoo at my little kiddie porn address.
And explaining that, he was a character from a movie I did 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, dude.
That makes it right. Yeah, that makes it weirder.
Yeah, and I didn't believe me. I wouldn't have used it except, like, you're doing it to Yahoo? Okay, whatever. And so, I like this full of Notre Dame people. I feel like I think he's a super competitive dude, too, which honestly was why I helped him in the first place when I saw him putting his art out there. Because he does these benches, right? And he does them for, like, competitions. And he's so competitive, he was, like, doing, like, little commercials trying to drum up votes.
Right. Oh, wow.
For these art competitions. So that's when I first helped him. Because I was like, I see you trying here, bud. You're doing like art, audio, so why don't I help you? So that's how I got hooked up with him, whatever. And so even in this like email where he fucking burns me publicly, this douchebag didn't pay his $5, so we're all gonna cheat him out of the 105. How about it, Notre Damers? He writes. He gives like a synopsis of how he did this year. So he's sending an email to 30 people, and then he talks about his performance. Like, yes, and just to put a cherry on top, cheer was my worst showing in 6 years. If you were keeping score at home, everyone's watching what you're doing. Whatever, get over yourself, gag.
Oh my God, that's brutal. But you know what, though, more than it's annoying or galling, it makes me uncomfortable. That, over $5. It was like a $100 entry fee. Then you might kind of be like, I don't know. Sometimes a dude thinks to get out of $100 entry fee.
I won though. So
right,
if it was 100, it would be like, dude, all right, you didn't pay, so lucky you. But when you penalize someone like that, it's like, you're basically accusing them of you were never going to pay, were you? And again, I do feel like a douche. It was like, yeah, dude, I got your $5. I got other fucking things going on than sending you $5. So, and again, if I would have lost, of course, I would have gone out of my way to drop it in the net. I would have been costing somebody their dough. So, of course, I would have paid. So you're, especially given the fact that the whole reason why we're talking again, you fucking dick, is because I fucking gave of myself to you. It fucking worked for free. I created shit for you for free. It wasn't even like work, like hammer that board to that fence post. It was like I really put thought into how to make this stuff more creative and appealing and stuff. So, in a slight way, I used my art for his art.
Right.
His art. So it was like, dude, you're a dick.
So what is more galling after this is played out? And you've known him since how old were you when you first?
Well, yeah, and that's why it's like I knew him in grammar school, all through grammar school. So since we were like 6, and I wasn't always very nice to him, and then I wasn't very nice to him in high school. He was nice to me. So especially when I had a chance to help him out, I was like, oh, this feels so good to be able to help you out, dude. And then for it to end this way, it's so like sucky,
Yeah, here's the question. What is more galling? That I imagine, is this the first pool you've ever won?
It is not.
Okay.
It has been a dry spell of a few years, there's no question, but not my first victory.
Okay, so you win this pool. You lose out on $110 over $5. What's more galling? Losing out $110 over $5, or the fact that when we were seniors in high school, he won a $20,000 car at the Marist Walkathon.
And then was probably like abused in front of the whole school.
Completely beaten, yes. But what was more galling, to watch him win a $20,000 or $25,000 car, or being gypped out of $110 for $5?
It's funny, dude. When you brought that up recently, I don't recall being overwhelmed with like jealousy or anger, but I wouldn't put it past myself to be that dumb as a kid to have been that way. But for whatever reason, I want to say that, and this ties into my overall larger point, I want to say that my feelings now are I would hope what I felt then, which is that I was happy for him, because like kind of the nerd gets the girl type of a thing.
Right.
So we something heartwarming about that.
Yeah, a V8 Mustang. The nerd definitely got the girl that day.
Yeah, that's better than a girl.
Yeah. So you would then say
ride. So
right.
Yeah, so two things. One is I have to interject that I do feel like the karma train pulled into the station on me on this one. I must confess that senior year, ISU, the complete depths of poverty, I did borrow against the football pool to the tune of like $30 or $40.
Oh.
And so I owed the pot at the end of the year. And so Mike Kelly won the pot, and I owed him money, and I never paid him.
Oh, see, I didn't know this.
Which is such a dick move. I know, and it's haunted me. Haunted me to like you know how like in AA you have to go around and like say you're sorry to people. Like
right.
I like years later like reached out to him for him to please accept the money, and he wouldn't even respond.
Jesus, dude, do you know the apology now? You now owe Ron Jordan. Oh man.
Oh, well, yeah, believe me, I'll definitely make amends with him.
Wow.
With him or my maker, I'll definitely pay the piper on that one.
Oh my.
Yeah, I know. So I kind of feel like I had this coming.
Well, I guess if you're finding peace with it, so I guess that's the positive. So.
Right, and so I am trying. It's funny. I do default to self-flagellation. I am looking for, instead of being like, what an asshole, I got chipped, I am kind of like, yeah, you are a dick, you deserve it, here's why. There's that. And then so I'm talking to Elise the other night about she's got to get with the program and do better and this, that, and the other thing. And
do better at what?
Well, like behavior and things like that. She really mistreats us, honestly. She's nice to like other people's parents and to like other kids, but she really treats her family like crap. So at any rate, and I'm like, look, man, if you think that you can just like change and like, oh, I'm being like this now, but in a few years I'll just stop acting like this. I'm like, no, like you're practicing how you're going to play. So I started like doing sports analogies and stuff, and that's not getting through. And then I tell her the story of Garrett, and I'm like, listen, y'all think that like,
now listen, Daddy's got a gambling debt. But there's a lesson in this debt.
No, I'm like, look, it isn't like a switch, man. We're like, you're one way one day, and then you are different the other day. I'm like, in fact, the people who are 40 now, they're exactly how they were when they were like 6, man. Honestly. Yeah. Like, people are the same. We want to say that we change over time and that, I'm much different than I was when I was in 8th grade. I'm much different than I was when I was 18. I wouldn't have been angry at him for winning the Mustang. I would have been happy for him. Bullshit. I probably was an asshole about it. And so I'm probably an asshole now. Like, I don't really – Garrett is the same way he was when he was 12. He's kind of a douche.
That's true.
And he didn't really change. No, none of us really – even though we're all in our own ways striving for change, like you've changed so much even over the last few years. Transcendental meditation and veganism and, sports and athleticism and all this stuff. Well, even though you were into sports as a kid. But I mean, like, you are going through real market changes. But probably people like your sister who know you really well would say, nah, you're exactly the same dude you were when you were like 8.
To the core, those same kind of things, yes. I totally find that things even now, like when I'm getting ready in the morning and all of a sudden I'm doing the same pattern thing that's kind of holding me back or kind of creating a problem in my routine. Like, God, why do I keep doing this? Why do I find myself always leaving at this time or always putting my bag over here and then I forget it and I have to run back? But I find myself, dude, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Years. So I totally get what you're saying. I totally do that stuff. And then something has to happen to make me change. It's like, why do I have to wait to get to this point to then switch it up?
Yeah. Go number 2.
Switch it up.
Go number 2 before you shower.
Oh, my God, don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up. But, well.
Why? That's a point of contention with you, huh?
Oh.
You berate yourself. Your whole day is off kilter.
Don't even want to talk about it. But, man, I am sorry for your loss of your $5.
Well, I don't care about the money. I'm trying to use it as is that statement true?
Well, wait, that's what we've just said.
Yeah.
That's what we've just said. So how did the lease react to what you were saying?
I hope it's sunk in because, I'm trying to get through to her that, like, hey, man, the patterns, the behaviors, the habits that you have now are going to be with you forever. So if you're, got attitude and stuff, you can't be like Eddie Haskell. You can't be like, and take it from me, I was Eddie Haskell. And I thought, I'll just be this way now and I'll change when I get older. But it's not the way it works, I found. And so I'm trying to tell her, like, look, I'm an 11-year-old, only I'm 40 now. I'm like still 11 though. I still know what thinking about stuff, and I was spending time thinking about this stuff too. And so you got to start just forming better habits, girl. So,
right.
and I, trying to teach her like words are meaningless and all that really matters are action. But even action doesn't even matter. All that matters are results. And it's like, I don't want to get Vince Lombardi on you, but I try to like give her analogies. Like, look, let's imagine that like we don't have like jobs and we don't need money. Just imagine that literally like we're like Indians and I got to go out and find a deer. And if I don't come home with a deer, you don't eat. But if I come home with a deer, you get to eat meat and you have a full stomach that night. So if I came home empty-handed, my words would mean nothing to you. My platitudes, my apologies, nothing. I tried. I stepped on a twig. The sun was in my eyes. I shot high. None of that stuff would matter. All the words would be meaningless.
This is conjuring up images of you hunting, by the way, which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious. My kids would be the first to starve if they were depending on me to hunt for them.
Right.
But, I'm like, so all that would matter would be the results. Did I bring home a deer or not? So for you, stop talking about being nice or being thoughtful or being considerate and just do it already. Because without doing, the words are just so empty and actually insulting. But at any rate, enough about me.
Before I would forget, because I just actually saw a note that I left for myself, because this is a thing I got to get down with tonight, but I'm not throwing it for myself, as you know. I'm not a huge birthday guy, but my sister
You're not a huge birthday guy.
I'm not a birthday guy.
Oh,
I never throw parties for myself.
Forget it.
I've never thrown parties for myself. In fact, I told my parents after the age of 10 to stop having parties for me because I couldn't invite every kid in school.
Exactly.
And it made me feel bad giving out invitations to my party.
Exactly.
But I couldn't give it out to other kids.
It's like an unsaid, unstated, silent, secret tripwire bear trap with leaves over it type of a thing. We all have to like, oh my God, if we don't acknowledge this guy's birthday, he'll take notice and he'll take stock and then he'll come back to haunt us. It'll be like not mailing your $5.
So are you going to come to my birthday party or what?
Are you throwing yourself a birthday party?
No, my sister, well, it was funny. Here's the thing. This is honestly how it went down. My sister a couple of weeks ago goes, all right, what do you want to do for your birthday? I said, you know what, honestly, just real simple. When she and I went to this, she took me to dinner at this little small Italian place in LaGrange, Antonio's. It's just right off the LaGrange Road, Stone Avenue stop. And it's like this little, it's almost like out of like a small town, like when Hollywood does movies about small towns, like this little corner Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 people can sit inside of it. That's about it. I was like, I want to go there, especially when it's all snowy and stuff. It just seems like this cozy little joint. So we went there last year. I was like, oh, this is great. So then this year, she's like, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I'd love to go back to that Antonio's, go back to that Italian place. She's like, no way. For your 40th? I'm like, well, I don't really want to do anything. And then I left it at that. And then she got back to me and said, all right. I talked to, our cousins and stuff like that. And she said, well, we'd all like to take you out for drinks or whatever. We're going to go to the poorhouse in Old Town. I was like, okay, that's fine. We can do that. And then the poorhouse, depending upon how many people would show up, couldn't really reserve tables or rooms or whatever. So then she said, all right, well, we're going to go to Benchmark, which is a little bit more upscale, I guess. So it's going to be at Benchmark this Saturday, which is Benchmark is south of where Second City is on Wells.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just south. It's like a half a block or block south.
Okay.
So it's going to be at Benchmark at about between 8 or 9 o'clock. People can start showing up.
Okay.
So that's going to be my 40th birthday celebration.
Thank you for the 4 days notice.
Well, I only found out, it was only confirmed yesterday, last night.
You've been turning 40 for 39 years now.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing anything about it.
I love how the thing you wanted to do was vetoed.
I know, really. That's the truth. What do you want to do for your 40th? I want to do this. Fuck you.
Stupid. Yeah, what the hell, man?
Yeah, so that got vetoed.
Well,
so now we're going to do something better.
Yeah, here's what we want to do for your 40th.
Right.
Next time we'll just tell you to show up. We won't even ask you.
Right. So if you are down, you are invited to this 40th birthday celebration. Of course, if Jill can make it, that would be great. I'm sure you guys don't want to get a sitter for this, and I understand. So.
Yeah, we do have our limits, you know.
No, I understand. I get
this
it.
whole thing off saying, you know, I am down $105.
Yeah.
And then you go, cool story, jerk. Hey, speaking of $105, you coming out on Saturday?
Dude, I talked to you about this thing for 25 minutes about you and your $5 goddamn bucks.
Unbelievable.
Now it's a little me time, my 40th birthday celebration. Are you excited for me turning 40?
You know what? I haven't given it any thought.
I haven't either, really, but I guess I got to start doing it now. It's inevitable.
Yeah, it's just, you know, dude, TLC was right on, man. It is just a number.
There's two things I'm wondering. A, really am I supposed to be depressed? Because, you know, I know some people who are being really depressed about the whole deal. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I think beyond 40, like, I don't know what it is. What would it be about 40 that would be depressing? It would seem to me if you're going to be 40, that you would be depressed before 40. Because the things that would seem that would be depressing would be like, oh my God, I got the wife and the kids and I'm really kind of locked down and I can only do this stuff now and it's forever soccer games. So it would seem like that would be the thing that would depress you. Right. Before you actually got to your birthday. I don't know why the birthday would be depressing. The only other thing is, unless it's because people keep just smashing in your face about, hey, old guy, you're old now. You're old. And then all of a sudden, like, maybe they get into your head a bit. That hasn't really happened to me because I think people just write me off as just being this juvenile who's never grown up. So it just seems like, oh, well, the message totally doesn't apply to him. It doesn't resonate. He's barely 19. So I don't know if I've avoided that whole thing, but it's always weird to me when people kind of get weird about turning 40. And that people do. I know people, honestly, I was talking about it with a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about this one girl that we know in the city, and we were just like, God, she's clearly significantly changed at 40. Cashed in her chips. She was angry about it. And it was clearly like line in sand.
Angry?
What?
Is she angry? Angry?
Just that whatever that didn't happen for her by 40, she just started getting angry about like life. Just bitter, not angry, just bitter. Oh. And it was a shame, or it is a shame. I don't know. Maybe she turns it around, but it was a shame.
What, like she wasn't married or something, or was that it? Or
what?
She wasn't married or something?
She wasn't married and no kids. She never spelled that out. There would be little comments that would be kind of bandied about, but then there was just kind of this edge that just kind of grew, and it was really line in the sand. And I always thought that for years. And then I had it confirmed by a couple other people too. Just like,
so like, oh, you know, I'm 39, not married, no kids, dead-end job, but you know what, it's cool. And then, boom, the calendar turns a different day, and then now I'm bitter about all those things.
And yes, I think that's how it went down, and that's what seems weird. It would seem like you would be, whatever would depress you at 40 would depress you at 37, 38. Because I got to imagine whatever happens at 40 was happening at 37, 38. If I'm going to be depressed at 50, I would think it would be kicking in and happening at 46 and 47 and 48. I could be wrong, but I think that's the way it would play out.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I can't relate to people like that or with that mindset at all. So I obviously I'm against it. I'm against being bitter over the calendar. It's so arbitrary. It's such an arbitrary measurement.
No, I'm with you. But I don't know. So here I'm on the precipice of this landmark birthday.
Dude, check this out, man. I am like that tribe in Africa that marks your life not from when you were born and not from when you were conceived, but when your mother first thought of you. That moment is when your life begins. And when she first thinks, I want a child, she goes off and sits under like a tree. And like the rest of the women folk from the tribe come and do some sort of a ceremony or whatever. And that's when the baby's life begins.
So are you coming to my birthday party or not?
So yeah, so I am considering coming to your birthday.
How did what is the ape thing? What is the ape thing?
The what? The age thing?
Ape.
8.
See, I think this is the age thing. Now our hearing has just gone out the window in like the last 20 minutes.
What did you say?
No, the ape thing. What was the relation to the ape thing?
I didn't say the word ape.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say there was an ape in... Wait, when you talk about Africa, I thought you were talking about like there was apes and then they go under a tree and then the other apes go around them.
No, woman.
Oh. I was thinking of like some... No, I'm not racist.
Oh,
I was thinking of whatever you were saying.
I just thought of apes. Only apes are in Africa.
Oh, come on. Get out of here. I thought you were saying something about the way I heard it. You said something about Africa, and then like the tribes. I wasn't thinking of people. I was thinking of like jungle. I thought you were, and then when they go under a tree, I was like, oh, definitely, we're talking about the animal kingdom, and then they circle around them.
You're such a European elitist. You are the exact reason why the colonial system devastated that continent and continues to oppress it today.
So wait a minute. So human beings really sit under a tree when they're fertile, and then the other people do a ceremony, and then she goes and finds a man?
Hey, man. I thought it was a beautiful story. I didn't know I was gonna have to explain it. Or we could just mark it the way your dumb mom did, which was when you came out 40 years ago this weekend. No, your mom's not dumb. I take that back.
Yeah, you felt bad about that. The moment the words.
Yeah, I know. I can't even say anything about your mom. But once they're dead, you can't say anything bad about them.
No, they're only good at that point.
No, I know. Everything she did was loving, and
right.
Everything turned to gold. My father, greatest dad of all time.
Right.
See, again.
All those cigarettes out in the forehead.
Yeah, you know, I'm better off for having that kind of physical abuse.
Right.
So, at any rate, yeah, what do you want for your birthday, as long as you're planning your own birthday parties?
Well, I'm not planning it. My sister planned it. I planned my own birthday party. I said I want to get fettuccine Alfredo or something at
you got screwed.
at Antonio's. So now we're going to have this party at Benchmark.
Yeah, it sucks because that would have been like so much easier for us to come to. It's like your sister planned it like a place that's like, you know, an hour and a half away, super expensive for me. It's like, thanks, lady. Appreciate that.
Yeah, she just thought to herself, where can my friends go that his friends can't?
Yeah, I know, really, dude. Your Andy is like 2 hours away from there. Yeah, really,
right.
You really stuck it up your butt and broke it off.
Yeah, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
You'll be the center of attention. You've never walked into a room where you weren't the center of attention and disliked it. I didn't mean that. I'll go sit under a tree now. I'm sorry.
And be circled by a bunch of apes.
I'm acting like an ape. Val, what do you want for your birthday?
That's the thing. So what I want for my birthday, I don't really want anything. I can't think of anything. I mean, I could sit there and go $10 million, but anything that I would want, like
your sister would say no to. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What would I really want?
You know, it's gonna be gag gifty, like a bunch of canes and shit.
Canes and then a bunch of black balloons and the whole over the hill thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what would I want? Like, I can't think of that thing that would be under. Like, if I were to treat myself, I can't think of anything that I would treat myself with for under $100.
Yeah, I mean, after you got the TiVo from your friend for your 30th birthday, that like set the bar so ridiculously high.
When Diane Sosa got me TiVo,
she must have stole that or something, dude. I remember being like, "What? That thing's like $200. Who's giving you a $200 present?"
Yeah, it was nice. That was very nice. So I don't know. I can't really think of any one thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to have a good time. And
I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of bobbleheads.
Why bobbleheads? Of like myself at 40?
Yeah, maybe that's it. No, just like dopey gifts. Like, nobody wants to get you something real, but they don't want to come empty-handed either. I have absolutely zero problem coming empty-handed, especially after I have to leave at 4 p.m. just to get there. Well, hey, man, if I don't make it, happy 40th. All right?
Thank you. Thank you. All right, this will be noted when your 40th rolls around in the summer. You are being watched. Okay, now think about this, though. Actually, I'll tell you what I do want. I do want you to attend this party because when I had my TV premiere, you didn't make it to that party.
Yeah.
So this is it.
I don't like coming to your shit, man. I said it.
This is it. It makes up for it. You didn't come to my TV premiere in 2010, so you come to my 40th birthday party.
The line of demarcation was when you got shit-faced at my wedding and made a spectacle of yourself.
Get out of here.
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't be out in public together anymore. Maybe it does. Maybe it breaks bad. And so
It didn't break bad. I was a good drunk.
I've been gracefully. No, well, exactly. That was your way of, I'm going to be the center of attention, even at this dude's wedding.
Oh, get out of here. Nobody paid attention to me.
Oh, nobody paid attention to you. You were a spectacle.
I was not.
And meanwhile, it's like, now that I've, like, really learned about the customs and stuff, it's like, dude, you never upstaged the bride at her wedding.
I upstaged the bride.
Really, I should challenge you to a duel over what you did.
I dishonored Jill.
I will throw down the gauntlet. I will challenge you to a duel.
My only regret of that day is I shouldn't have made the comment about seeing Mr. Glatz in his underwear. I do regret that. That is one regret that I will hold from that day.
Did you say that into a microphone?
No, it was when we were at the head table and he came up to say the prayer.
Yes, and you did bellow that out. Right.
And I did bellow it out like, hey, I've seen that guy in his underwear. And everybody's like, shut up. I was like, what? I've seen him in his underwear.
Yeah, unbelievable,
and
man.
So I do regret that. The rest of it was happy drunk. Even that was happy drunk. And the whole presentation was happy drunk.
You shouldn't be drunk at the head table, man. You shouldn't be drunk at the head table. You could say it was happy.
You got married too young. That's the problem.
No, I had ignoramuses in my bridal party. That's all.
You got married too young.
I had guys who couldn't figure out, you know what, man, this ain't my day, so I should just be a pleasant gentleman and step into the background and, if nothing else, let my buddy shine. But really, the bride should be the center of attention, and I'll, for one night, shut the fuck up.
Well,
but
you know what?
You couldn't. So now,
what down to is
your little parties where you're destined to be the center of attention. I can't stomach it.
Well, wait a minute. If you just waited another couple of years.
Yeah, I'd be in the same boat as, your friend who's crying.
I would have been more mature, but because you were in a rush to have your moment and be the first guy to get married and have your day and have it all on you.
That's right.
You made me do this to you and your lovely wife. I didn't want to do it, but I felt I owed it to you.
You're darn tootin' you did. You rubbed our noses in it, and we wanted you to rub our noses in it.
So it's really your fault, the way I see it.
You're right. I was dying to have sex with a woman lawfully.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to get married.
And then your wife was like, well, what about Jones? He's too young to handle the pressure. And you were like, forget Jones. I've got an erection.
I've got needs. If I don't get it soon, let's get married.
All right. So okay. Please come to my 40th. It will make up for when you didn't come to my TV premiere party, and I officially apologize to you for saying to Mr. Glatz in front of all those people as he was giving the dinner prayer.
Can I come
repeatedly that I saw him in his underwear?
Right. Can I come and get? Pardon me. Can I come and get hammered and totally just be a complete moron at your 40th? It's probably a total bar where that would be acceptable too. No, I'm going to withhold my getting evenness.
Yeah, it may only continue the cycle.
Time of my choosing.
Isn't it funny? We've had this phone conversation, and it wasn't a random phone conversation. It was completely with purpose, because we started off talking about an injustice that may have been a cosmic injustice, and now we're coming to the end of it, talking about potential injustices and how they can be remedied, and then coming to the conclusion that No, we are going to break the circle of revenge and injustice.
No, this grievance shall continue is what my message to you is.
Oh, so you're not going to make even with it so you can hold it for an even better day.
Yes, no, this grievance has been heard and has been acknowledged, but this grievance has not been remedied. And it will not be remedied until a date and time of my choosing.
Is this because you know that secretly not secretly, but is this because you know that my 40th and the fact that we're having it at Benchmark and not just going for a dinner at Antonio's is not completely of my choosing. So since you can sense it isn't my ultimate day, though I will be having fun, you're waiting till there is a more ultimate day. You're waiting till I have my pure Antonio's moment.
Yeah.
And that's when you're going to step in.
I'm waiting to pounce until you are the bride in the room.
And then that's when it will all go down.
Completely soil everything.
And then that's when you will, like Andrew Jackson, challenge me to a duel to win back the honor of your wife.
Him and Raymond Burr. No, not Raymond Burr.
Raymond Burr. That would have been a duel for the ages.
Hey, can Garrett Gray come?
Well, anybody can come, really, I guess. If you would like to bring Garrett Gray as opposed to your lovely bride, you can do that.
Yeah, maybe that would be the best for all of us. Hey, Garrett, do you still have that Mustang? Pick me up, buddy. I'll give you $5 for gas. Of course, I'll send it in a month. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for the invite to your birthday party, an all-time low in a lifetime pockmarked with lows. I'll make sure I don't come and, vomit at the dance floor.
This is going to be, you know what this is going to be? This is going to be you taking on the Ricketts family all over again. Oh, I can't wait now. This is going to be the ultimate party. I am now pumped.
I forgot all about it.
I cannot wait. This is going to be the ultimate party. Dude, you remember Jones's 40th? Yeah, something broke down and Jay Cutler showed up with his wife and Noonan broke a bottle over her head. It was great.
Oh, man, I cannot wait to take Kristen Cavallari out.
This is going to be good.
All right, buddy, I'll talk to you later on.
All right, man, later.
See you, bye.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.